Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
So guys, look at my screen very carefully. It's a very important demo. So what I'm having is, this is the program, okay, for creating an entire VM stack in Azure. So something which we would like to discuss now. So look at it very carefully. Here is the program. So now guys, tell me one thing. Do you understand this program or not? All of you?
Yes.
Okay. Look at this program. What exactly is being done with this program?
It's creating the virtual network.
Yeah. Let me tell you, not all options we are giving. Whatever is required options, or required, attributes which we discussed. Only this one. So you're creating virtual network. This is the CID arranged for it. Name of this subnet. Here you're creating one subnet. So network, the one which you have, you can create a multiple subnets. One of the subnet here is a subnet CID arrange. Now, one thing I would like to see, I would like to show you. It's important for us. Okay. So look at it very carefully. This part, and the name of the resource is my group, my resource group, right? Now, if you look at it, this one very carefully, look at this. I'm asking you to look at it, and do let me know your observation. Did you understand or not?
Yes.
All of you? So basically, this is not a variable, but this is referencing the same resources. The question is, how do you reference each resources together in the Terraform file? So see here, and see here, and see here. Top one, line number 3. So that means what should be the, see, you create a virtual machine, a virtual network. For that, you need a resource group, right? So how you are referencing? Internal reference. Are you comfortable, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, same thing. Now you'll not get stuck in this understanding this. So you're creating subnet, and for subnet, it required your resource group and network both. So see that here. Okay, internal referencing. So most of the program in this full program, you have referencing. So you created a virtual network, you created a subnet. Here you are creating public IPs. Here you're creating this. You look at it here. This you should look at it. Security group. By the way, I'm curious here. Can you please tell me which port is open in this and for what purpose in the security group?
This is for SSH to access the 40.
22 port, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to add new, understand that if you want to add new port, let's say 80, what you'll do? Copy this whole things, add one more rules into it. So remember that security group has a multiple rules. So you'll add more rules into it. Okay, and modify the port number and all stuff like that. Okay, so this is the way. Now look at this here, network interface. For that we need here Azure network security group. This security group for network interface. This is for what? So this one is very important. Okay, so this resources, if you look at this, it's not see here. This resources Azure. This resources Azure. This resources Azure. This resources also Azure RM. So Azure RM. Here also Azure RM. Here also Azure RM. But here this is the different resource. It's not Azure RM resources. Okay. So this resource is not Azure RM. Then you will say, okay, what exactly this is? So this is random. Random is one provider. Okay. Random is one provider. So let's say if you don't know, then Terraform random provider. So this you have to add it in your code. Please understand that the concept. This is the provider. Now the question is, then you'll ask next question, what exactly is this provider is doing? So this providers basically will create some random ID, okay, random ID for the and create some random ID which we need for storage account. Now remember that for creating a VMs and all, you need a storage account also if you want to create a EBS and all, right? First time, very first time. If you have existing account, that's okay, storage account. So here you are generate a random text for the unique storage account. So here we created a random text and it will be keeping it this variable, and then that is being used somewhere here. Look at this here. Okay, hex value. So this is hex. Whatever the output of this will be in hexadecimal will be used. This is a function. Function we are discussing tomorrow. But today you need to know what this function is doing. So Terraform function space dig. Hundreds of functions are there. Okay, hundreds of functions. So one of the function diagnosis. This is the diagnose function for give you the more details about it. So this is again. Yeah.
Ajay, do you mean, I mean, without this random provider, we can't create the storage account?
No, see, you have to, okay, here, this you can hard code actually. Okay, but in this script, we are not hard coding. We are using some random string and using that we can create, not hard coding.
No, I mean, what this is actually doing, that part is not, we are not getting this random ID.
Random provider will create random text in a hexadecimal format, and that we are using to the storage account here.
No, but why that is required for storage account?
Okay, this is just a representation. Different providers you can use it for that, and mix and match with the different providers also. This way. But so storage account, you can go to here and just this pop up. Let it go. Just okay. So I don't have any storage account right now. This account is empty. So here manually you can create an account, and here whatever the name you give it, that name you are generating actually. So it should be 3 to 24 character long. So that we are generating from there. This visualization, how can we merge, mix two things? And again, this random ID will generate one very unique name. So that is being used. So let me put it in this way.
I mean, name could be anything, right? Why we still need this random ID, right? Name could be anything unique.
No, you are 100% right, but understand the context here. This script you can use 100 times. So if you hard code this here, think simple, then this you cannot create a same name again, right? So here,
right,
So here you'll get a unique name all the time. So in the hexadecimal, the unique name in 8 bytes actually you get it here. So that way, this unique name always set and then use it. Always unique.
Right, but that will be no, that will not be in our control, right? Because it will give us some different name every time. So rather than doing this, we can go for some kind of the uh, just the variable what we saw just now, right? The count variable or other variable, right? That we can see, and that will
But
be in
you
our
don't.
control what the actual we can give.
No. Variable is not valid here. Variable is not valid here. Why? Because variables will give you certain specific range of names, and that range cannot be unique. If you, let's say, I'll put it in this way: if you run 10 times this program, then you can set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One list you can create it. But do you really know how many times this will be used? This program will be. Do you really know? No, you don't know. So for that, this resources is being used. Not this one. This resource is being used to create a unique random generated text, and it will be always random. And the duplicacy chances is somewhere once in a million. That means if you create a millions of storage account, then the duplicacy chances you have for this. I'm just so here in one more thing. What you will do with the fixing the name actually? What advantage you get? No advantage, right? Remember that you are not doing manually that all stuff. This required from the for the script to do the creation and all stuff like that. So you are not bothered about what name it's there. It should be one storage account. That's all, right?
Rajesh, Ajit here. Just take one example. Suppose say we have defined our standard information for each component in Azure.
Ajit, yeah, a little bit. Can you come close to the headphone? Maybe your voice is coming to me clearly, but little bit hard to listen, hard to see the.
Just like, each organization they have their own naming convention standards. Okay, even though storage account also they have some standard. In that case, how this random is going to help?
See, I think we need to have a little bit of mindset change here. Uh, there's no standard as such when it comes for robots. Understand this. Automations. Here, the standard comes for only for the human being because they want to keep it anything as such. For the robots, what they need, just see here, they need a unique ID every time you create a name. It should be unique, and this standard should be respected. Whatever they have given, it should be 3 character to 24 characters and blah blah blah. So now the one which you are referring is for the human standard, but right now this script which you will write, you don't go there and check all the standards, and you don't need to bother about it because you create that infrastructure, work is done, maybe development and testing or production, whatever it is, and then after that you destroy the stuff. So here the idea is not to get into those areas, but here idea is like you run this script, the one which I'm showing you, thousands time, but it will not fail. Why? Because this is because of this reason. It's a way to create a program which can be platform independent, account independent. You can run as many times and all stuff like that. So idea is different here. No, idea is not the one what you're saying for the human being. What standard should be followed? No.
No, I think.
So in this case, we can use this random ID for any of the resource, right? Not only for storage, any of the resource we can use this.
Oh yes, yeah. This is just the idea. You can generate from any of the resources. And here, I just said, you can hard code also. If you don't like this, no problem. You can hard code. Nothing great about it. But here, what you should learn, okay, if you want to really create a unique content, unique name and all, you can use a random provider. There is one more provider which is widely used for the creating a random one. That's one thing. Second thing, how to merge two resources from the two different provider. This is the idea here which we are trying to discuss. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so now this is the one. So if you see that this is the storage account, and here you are creating a key. Again, if you look at this, is it a Azure ARM provider? Tell me. Hello.
No, it's TLS private.
TLS provider. So now you need to study TLS also. So yeah, like that. You have 2,200 providers. You can't make use of one provider and get the perfect code come out of it. So TLS providers. Now, sorry, my bad. TLS provider, and this is a TLS provider. What exactly this it will do? It create a unique keys and certificate actually. So this is the way. So now what is happening? Here you are generating a private key. Okay, here is generating a private key, and this private key. Any idea what we are doing here?
Showing the output.
Yeah. So the question is, why do we need a private key? So remember that in Azure, if you go and create a what VMs, then they will say, hey, do you want the password or keys? And that right now we are using the keys here. Okay, so for the keys, you are generating the keys, outputting the keys, so you should never lose it. And after that, this key is being used. This is the main resources actually. Here you are specifying all these things which you did prior. So name, location, resource group, network, size, OS disk, source image, and the name and all. And here keys you are specifying. My username is Azure user. Keys are being used from here. Okay. So when you run this one, okay, this will when you run this one, this will generate a keys here, and you are using that key. And private key you are where is that? Private key you are having here. So, and diagnose and tag. So did you understand this is a whole code for creating the everything from scratch, which include resource group, network, and a storage account, and VMs, and all stuff like that, and security groups, and all stuff like that. Understood, all of you?
Yes.
So nothing I'm going to do, and now you know that. And now some of you must be thinking, hey, Rajesh, am I going to write this kind of script? So the theoretically, if I say yes, you need to write each and every resources just like the one I'm showing you. But don't get scared. Don't get scared because right now only I'm showing you the 160 lines of code. But in reality, you may have 5,000, 10,000 lines of resources in a different files in one project. But still, I would say don't get scared because I have some more topics which will help you to reuse the code without writing even one line of code. How? We'll come back to that. But first, learn how to write a code, and then we'll use those functionalities. So just let me come back on it. Okay, don't get scared for that. So like that, I've created one resources. Now you know that very well. I don't have to teach you what should be done. So I'll go to that location, which is VM school, and I'll just do the Terraform in it just to make sure that it's downloaded. Though it's already copied actually, so I don't have to do that. So I think no need to install. Oh, TLS is required. Yeah, TLS is required, so it's been downloading.
Rajesh, one question.
Yeah.
Like you are now using this Azure TF file where you are mentioning that what needs to be created and you are
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, guys, look at this area also. Look at the TLS got downloaded and random also got downloaded. Yeah, please tell me now.
Yeah, so you're using this file to give the names. I mean names in the variables, say resource group or VNet and everything, and you're passing the names as well. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what we have seen is like they use a variable files separately. So
That's
I
true.
mean,
That's true. That I showed you, they use the variable files. The file name is terraform.tfrs. Yeah,
yeah.
separately.
So I mean, if I don't know if it is part of this course or like, can you help us to understand like how we will link each other? Like say the providers file and then the one with Azure.tf, and if I create another variables.tf, and can we link how we will link each other?
I think you have answers. I know that you have answers. Think of it, and then do let me know. There is no linking required actually. You have answers.
Okay, so basically, even if I create it, when I do the Terraform plan, it will automatically take it.
Yes, I told you, no, in one directory, this one directory, all this file, whichever TF file, and this is a fixed file I said while discussion, remember? Terraform.tfvars. So this is the fixed file. If you have it automatically, they will detect. No need to. If you have a JSON file, automatically it detect. If you have a .tf file, automatically it detect. If you have this one, automatically it detects. So you don't need to link actually. Okay, I understand that probably you on some pro scripting you have to link this file, that file, but here what I said, very simple, all files which is known file which I've been talking about, automatically they detect as part of it. One thing I must tell you, if this is not a terraform.tf vars, then you have to set it separately through command line. Okay, so that I agree with that. But that scenario, I'm not going at all because no one is writing a TF vars file without Terraform. So everyone use this standard terminologies one. Make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now I was doing something. Yes. So here, plan. Now again, one more thing, guys. This is little time consuming. That's the reason variables I covered before this, before the this large section of code, because now it's little time consuming. So you have to be little patient. So now 11 resources to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Now all this thing you understand that. So I don't think so. I have to explain it to you because we have spent almost 1.5 day for this, and done. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, because all the component, at least we have deep dive into that, so you'll not get stuck. Only the one change will happen from now onwards, that is your program. So are you comfortable so far, all of you? I'll just pause this recording because it's unnecessarily content will resume. Yeah. So here, understand that before the question was how this all the resources is managing the dependency. That means before creating the VMs, the network should be created, and before creating subnets, the network should be created. Before creating network, a resource group should be created. So now how this dependency is matching is being taken care. So what should be how we should be matching the dependency? So here this is the workflow in which you write resources. So that the dependency or something like that? So my answer would be no. You can write any resources. Please hear me out correctly. You can write any resources in any fashion anywhere in the tier program. No, there's no as such guidelines saying that okay, this has to be written first and then second has to be written. No, it's not like that. You can write, let's say, though I'm having this VMs resources at the end, but I can keep it at the top also. There's no as such rules. Then you'll say, Rajesh, then how this dependency is being laid out in Terraform? So guys, understand that Terraform is very clever, because Terraform is not using his own mind, that he is using the mind of Terraform providers, like here in this case Azure. So here what will happen? Azure provider itself, they have a logic inbuilt. That means whatever the resources you send him to create it, or whatever it is, whatever the task, like delete it or update it. So they will set the resources, this what do you say, a dependency automatically. That means that is built in the provider, that logic. So in a simple way, you can send that any resources anytime, and the provider will set the dependency accordingly, and then they will send the code to the Azure, and accordingly it will be rolled out. So you don't have to do anything. Nothing has to be done. Then in that case, you will ask Rajesh, okay, fine. I understood that Azure is a very intelligent and mature platform. They manage that dependency. They know that which resources to be created first and then after that. So they knows that AWS also have the same way. Azure, Google Cloud also have the same way. But what about my own resources? Let's say I'm using some custom resources, which is not governed by this provider. Let's say I have some custom resources, and this should be done only by after this. So how can we match those dependencies? How can we match that dependency? So in that case, I'll give you one simple answer. Uh, One simple answer, guys. I will ask you one questions to see if you remember that stuff, and that is, do you remember that each resources there are certain attributes which is set by Terraform globally? What was that? I did talk about only one resources. What was that?
Location,
No, no, no,
region,
no, no,
region.
no, 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 no. One attribute, so I said, which is globally set by the Terraform for each resources, irrespective of the provider. What was that?
Depends on.
Path.
Path. No, no, not path. Count, right? I said count, right? You guys run the programs also, right? Correct? No? I think not run. We discuss in the variable. Count. Do you remember that discussion? Correct? No? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah, count was the one. So count you can use anywhere for the any resources irrespective of the provider. So now the question is not answered. The question was how do I manage a custom dependency? So like that, guys, one more attributes which Terraform gave it to us, and that is called depends on. Okay, depends on. DevOps school. I'm referring my example because official documents has little bit, too much of theory and all. So I don't want you to read that. Look at this here. There's a one resources. There's another resources. Here, so here we're saying depends on this module. If only you run these resources, if this resources and this resource is done, this is a module level, so I'll skip it. Now probably this is the right one. Do you have depends on here? No, this is not a code. Okay, so let's see out of also. One for the module I have not discussed, so I'm ignoring that. Okay, and that code. Module is important topic, okay? See here, look at this code only this code. So here it says this is the one resources and this is a variable. Now here depends on variable. It can be resources also. So depends underscore on. Here you see this are two module, and here you are saying depends on the modules here. Now let me see one more example. See here. Look at it. This is a simple example. There's one resources and there's another resources and there's a third resources and there's a fourth resources. Which it depends on. So here you see that these last resources we say hey depends on this particular where's that AWS IAM role policy, which is here example. So this one. So did you get an answer? First answer, the question was how the Terraform manage the resource dependency. The answer is this is managed by automatically if the providers are intelligent. For example, in AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, and some more, you don't have to worry about the dependency because it's been taken care of by the provider itself. But what about the custom dependency? So in that case, you can use depends on, and it can be depends on, it can be module also, depends on variables also, depends on another resources also. Did you understand that now? All of you?
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the depend you will be adding at the end of the resource block, right?
No, I just said no. You can add anywhere. You can add
Okay.
anywhere. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
how will it know this depends on is for whom?
So you specify that one here. Here. resource name.
Yeah. So that depends on AWS AM. So what depends on AWS AM? So that is
See here, what will happen? This particular resources, let's say custom resources,
yeah.
and
So I
this
got
will
it. So this depends on will come right after the resource block in the code, right?
yes. It's inside the resource block.
Yeah, part of resource block. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So two attributes I taught you so far. Please remember, there's one attribute which I said for account. There's another attribute which I said depends on. This you can use irrespective of any provider. That means with any resources you can use it. Please remember that. Will you remember that, all of you? Yeah. So now, guys, this is created. 11 added. Let me check. Let me validate also. So this pop-up should go. It's gone. Now here, go to the home page and go to the virtual machines. And this VM is created. Okay. Now I want to see all the resources. So how can we do that? So I'll go to the resource group. Where is that? All resources will be better. And here you see this watcher, mynet, my VNet, VM, public IP, one disk, NIC, a security group, and this is the one which is storage account. You see that random string got generated of the bytes, 7 bytes, 8 bytes, something like that. Got it? All of you? Hello? Yeah. So now, guys, this is the something which we have to do that. Okay. So now I'll give you a little bit of lab. So you also create it first. Okay. Lab is something like you have to read each line of the code. Okay. And most of the code you will understand. If you understand Azure, you will understand this code also. And if somewhere you are not able to understand, anyways, I'll help you. And after that, you have to run it. Okay. You have to run it and get going. Okay. So that is the one thing.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone. If you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc., kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.